against God holding your hand. If God himself is promising you, then why do you need to turn against what God is saying? Call upon him. Walk towards him, brother and sister. God is going to help us walk through this difficult situation. God is going to help us walk through this difficult journey, and we are going to be successors. We are going to succeed by the end of the day. This is the message that I wanted to share with you, that I keep on reminding you that do not fear. God is in the throne. Is here with us. Is there with you in whatever situation you are in. Remember that God is there and is going to pull you out from that difficult situation. I'm talking about difficult situation because God is the Redeemer. And people have lost hope. They think that, okay, fine, God is not there. I want to encourage you and to remind you that God is alive. He's the King today. He'll be the King tomorrow and forevermore. And therefore, let us remain in him. Let us keep reminding ourselves about God. When we are back at home, you want to leave for work, call upon the Lord. When you are back from work, you are going back home and you've reached home, call upon the Lord. Remember that those that are not able to put something on the table to eat because they did not manage to get, I want to encourage you that do not fear, that God is going to provide it tomorrow. If you failed today, do not give up. God is giving you an alternative the following day, and God is going to provide for you. Let us pray. Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we glorify your name once again, and we are convinced that we should not fear because you've promised to be with us. You have kept us alive with the reason and the purpose. Let your purpose be seen, O Lord, because you are the Father of fathers. I thank you, Lord, once again, because I believe that you are the only creator, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Smurf. Oh, look, a transport device. Come on.
This way.
All together now. My hip. Let me get this straight. We're being chased by an evil wizard. Smurf? Exactly. Stop saying Smurf for everything. Smurfity Smurf, Smurf, Smurf. There's no call for that kind of language, laddie. Come back here with my Smurf! Come on, Smurf! Where's Papa?
Where did I tuck him?
No Smurf left behind.
You smurfed with the wrong girl.
Smurf that wrong guy!
Playtime is over.
No Smurfs.
Methali 6:20. Mwanangu, shika maagizo ya baba yako, wala usisahau mafundisho ya mama yako. Yaweke daima moyoni mwako, yafunge shingoni mwako, yatakuongoza njiani mwako, yatakulinda wakati ulalapo, yatakushauri uwapo macho mchana. Maana amri hiyo ni taa na sheria hiyo ni mwanga. Aha.
Ili kupata skiza tune ya Methali 6:20, bonyeza *811 *817#. Bonyeza *811 *817#.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka, kwenye Quickbin ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitazama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353. Alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye Quickbin ni bila bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini.
Good afternoon. A very warm welcome to Channel 1 Lunchtime News. My name is Irene Muchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation, we have Lanza Odingo. We are also live on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Do interact with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Medical supplies from the UK arrived in India on Tuesday, the first international shipment aimed at stemming a devastating surge in COVID-19 cases. Ventilators and oxygen equipment landed in Delhi, but far more will be needed, with India recording 320,000 new infections on Tuesday, and that's rising close to 200,000 overall.
The UK shipment, including ventilators and oxygen concentrators, which will help hospitals manage oxygen supplies, was unloaded at Delhi Airport. The US, France and Germany are among nations sending desperately needed aid. France is sending oxygen production units, as well as oxygen containers and respirators. And India has stepped up its own efforts. The first oxygen express train, which aims to transport 70 tons of the gas, arrived in Delhi. But around many Indian cities, images still show people waiting outside hospitals in ambulances or lying on makeshift beds, while elsewhere flames rise from the funeral pyres of victims. Over the past 24 hours, India recorded 323,144 new cases, slightly below a worldwide peak of 352,991 it reached on Monday. Deaths rose by 2,771 to 197,894. But the true numbers of cases and deaths are likely to be higher than the numbers provided by authorities, with many people avoiding testing or struggling to access it. Many deaths in rural areas also go unregistered.
Patients seeking CT scan services in Kajiado County are set to benefit from the installation of the first ever CT scan machine at the Kajiado Referral Hospital, courtesy of the Kajiado County government. Kajiado Governor Joseph Olelenko says installation of the machine is long overdue, as patients have been traveling thousands of kilometers to assess the same at either Nairobi or Machakos counties. He said his administration was committed to ensuring improved health services for all citizens. The new facility will offer CT scan services at a cost of 5,000 shillings.
Pia kutumwa kwingine ili kupata huduma ya CT scan, na sasa kwa kuanzia wiki hii CT scan yetu inafanya kazi. Watu kadhaa wametibiwa, na bei ya hiyo CT scan ni 5,000. Mnajua huko nje ni 15,000, 20,000.
Large-scale farmers at Olbonata Farm in Solai, Nakuru County have accused the section of influential individuals of harassment by denying them access to their land. According to the farmers, despite buying 60 acres of the vast parcel from Evanry commercial agencies, they have been blocked from tilling the land over an alleged dispute. They now want the government to intervene.
The large-scale farmers claim to have original land documents after depositing 30 million shillings to the company's account, which had been instructed by the uninfluential family to dispose of the property. James Mwangi Gatitu, a farmer, said despite having all documents, they have had an uphill task in accessing the farm since 2017. He lamented that despite being the onset of planting, some powerful individuals had already sent tractors to prepare the land.
Tumeenda kotini, tumeenda kila pahali, sisi tutakuwa wapi? Na 30 milioni zetu zimeenda for 4 years. Unaona pahali uchumi iko, maneno iko hapa, na mtu akuja nyaganya na akae na pesa yetu. Sasa sisi hatutaki pesa, tunataka shamba.
Speaking at the farm yesterday, the farmers through their lawyer Adams Mayo noted that the disagreement had escalated to a scuffle, forcing senior police officers in the area to intervene.
A scuffle ensued for that very reason, that there are people who are not to our clients and who are denying entry or access to our clients. Clients basically needed to farm the land. It's the rainy season, and they want to make sure that the farming progress well, so that they do not cut out of the farming season.
The farmers claim that all monies were being sent to Raymond Ocheng, a private surveyor who allegedly owns Evan Ray Commercial Agencies, who would later transfer the funds to Raymark Limited. The farm's lawyer Winnie Muchuma, when contacted, declined to comment on the matter, saying due legal process must be followed first.
Now, the Dedan Kimathi Foundation is partnering with the government to encourage Kenyans to plant trees, especially during this rainy season, in an effort to realize the required forest cover. Speaking during a tree planting exercise held at Thome Village, Dedan Kimathi Foundation Chief Executive Officer Evelyn Wanjugu noted once the trees grow, they will be beneficial to the residents in controlling strong winds, soil erosion, and also help in attracting rains. Wanjugu said the foundation was also in the process of purchasing parcels of land for the less fortunate members in society, including descendants of former freedom fighters who are living in squalor.
Miti 1000 katika hii kijiji yetu ya Dedan Kimathi Foundation.
Coast Regional Commissioner John Elungata is warning members of public against flouting health measures put in place to slow down the spread of the third wave of COVID-19 disease. Elungata, who received a donation of hand sanitizers worth 5.6 million shillings from KBC Sugar Company CEO Raju Sai Patel, said compliance with prevention protocols will be monitored by police to protect citizens during the pandemic.
Coast Regional Commissioner John Elungata says the government is not letting down its guard and there is no room for complacency in the fight against COVID-19. Elungata noting that people need to abide by all health guidelines issued by the Ministry of Health in a bid to break the cycle of infections and defeat the deadly disease.
And we have distributed this sanitizer to all our 6 counties. At the rate of about 500 per county. And then we've also given to all our agencies, including the Coast Guard, the police, and so on.
He further urges relevant authorities to remain vigilant to avert a scenario of a total lockdown within Mombasa Island. He was speaking while receiving hand sanitizers worth 5.6 million shillings from KBC Sugar Company based in Kisumu County.
And also we want to ensure that in all social places, those protocols are observed. And I particularly wish to appeal to our political leaders to be wary of the temptation to hold political gatherings, to hold meetings, whether they are CDF or what meetings. Government banned all social gatherings, except where protocols agree or where there's an exception, like church functions where the number is known, funerals where the number is given, but any other meeting that somebody calls for any other purpose, not allowed. On his part, KBC CEO Raju Patel urged able Kenyans and well-wishers to support vulnerable communities owing to the tough economic challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
And we need to help each other in this time of need. That's why we are here all the way from Kisumu, KBC, to bring the sanitizer here. As we speak, right from the start of last year until now, we have donated over 600,000 liters of sanitizer.
Meanwhile, Narok County residents have been urged to stop defying COVID-19 protocols. Narok County Commissioner Evans Achoki challenged the residents to desist from holding demonstrations and political gatherings and adhere to the set health protocols.
Vile pia tumekubaliana ya kwamba timu ya public health itazunguka mji wetu ya Narok pamoja na miji zingine zote za Narok na kuhakikisha kwamba kuna maji na sabuni kwenye kila duka, na kama hauna mask no service. Hakuna huduma yoyote utapewa kama hujavaa mask.
Na tafadhali uzingatie sheria na hakuna mtu atakusumbua. Barakoa unapoivalia uivalie vizuri, usiweke chini ya mdomo ama uweke chini ya chin kabisa. Uvalie vizuri, ifunike hadi mapua.
Achoki dismissed claims by a section of residents that they are being harassed, saying those who follow the guidelines to the latter will not find themselves on the wrong side of the law.
And we are heading to Survey in the county of Nairobi, where His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta is leading a team, and my colleague Benson Chumba is with the delegation. Let's listen in. President Uhuru Kenyatta at Survey area in the county of Nairobi, opening the National Titling Center at Survey. This in line with Vision 2030. The Jubilee government aims at accomplishing its agendas that they pledged during the campaign in ensuring comfortability and accessibility of development agendas by residents in the country. In other news, police in Embu North are holding a man from Kathiruri village who was arrested for cultivation of banks at his farm. Police said that the unscrupulous drug trafficker had been selling narcotics in schools area and it's affecting students. Security operators have warned drug traffickers that they will not be spared as they embarked on a 100 days to crack down on drug traffickers.
Leo hii siku yake ilifika kwa sababu alionekana amekuja sokoni Ndio maana sasa manaibu ya machief na community policing haraka wakaingia kwa shamba lake na wakahakikisha kwamba kweli bangi imepandwa, na imepandwa kwa njia mbaya sana. Amepanda katika hiyo half acre, amepanda bangi kwa sehemu ili isiweze kuonekana. We are not going to deal with this bangi kwa mchezo, kwa sababu tumeona madhara ile imefanya aswa kwa mashule yetu, kwa watoto wetu na hata kwa jamii. Zimevunjika kwa sababu ya utumizi wa bangi. Hii ndio itakuwa kazi yetu in the next 100 days, ili tumeshirikiana na community policing to get rid of these people who are spoiling our communities.
A group of motorcyclists in Bomachoge, Bobaru sub-county, Kisii County, are leading a campaign to curb what they term unregulated gambling among the youth in the area. The motorists raided gambling dens in Kiango and Ritebu trading centers, confiscating some of the gambling machines. They say the machines have destroyed the lives of children and families as parents get robbed by the children who need money for gambling.
Nora Mora, a resident of Bomachoge, Bobaru sub-county in Kisii County, narrates how her son squandered proceeds of their family business in gambling, losing everything, including his life.
Mimi ni mama Choma. Choma ni kichana wangu. Ni mtoto. Aliaga Disemba tarehe 23. Kwa vile amefanya pota. Amefanya tu miaka 3.
Mora is just one among many parents slowly losing their children to gambling.
Alisave kidogo, sasa akashindwa. Nikakuja nikawacha tu. Kamuacha tu aendelee kutafuta hiyo pesa. Lakini alitafuta sio kuniletea hata.
Residents say that gambling has taken root in this area, increasing the rate of crime.
Hii karata chuzi kuna chama mwingine alicheza akaenda pikipiki yake kachukuliwa kapelekwa hapo kwa station. Chama kufuatia pikipiki kufika huku askari akaomba pesa. Chama katokea hapo kaenda kachinyonga. Kwa hivyo mimi naweza ongea mambo ya karata.
A group of motorcyclists who believe that a problem well stated is half solved are leading a crackdown on gambling dens. Led by their chairperson Edwin Ontita, the motorists say they are assisting the government rein in on the vice.
Tumekuwa tukifanya operesheni yetu kwa hizi machine Saroto, sinatambulika kama gambling, ambayo imekuwa ikisumbua vijana wetu wengi kwa muda mrefu, ambayo serikali ilipiga marufuku kwa wakati uliopita. Lakini leo na hata tangia mwezi uliopita tumekuwa tukikamata na pelekwa polisi, baadaye wale watu wanadili na wanarudishiwa.
They say the lives of children and families are at risk, and if nothing is done, the long-term impact for the community may be irreversible. Purity Museo, Channel 1 News.
Thousands of passengers in Nairobi using public service vehicles that operate from the Nairobi railway station frontage were forced to walk extra kilometers to work following the commissioning of the Green Park terminal. The Nairobi Metropolitan Service Tuesday morning conducted a test run on the Green Park terminal, which is nearing completion, where all passengers were dropped off outside Central Business District. The new terminal is part of the strategy to decongest the city under the Nairobi Integrated Urban Development Master Plan.
Efforts to decongest Nairobi's central business district continue to take shape. Tuesday morning, the Green Park Terminal, which has been under construction for the last 6 months and intended to be the new terminal for PSV vehicles that operate from the Nairobi railway station frontage, underwent a test run.
Lakini leo ni testing ya drop off point na tuone vile inafanya. Na vile sisi tunaona inaendelea kufanya vizuri.
From 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., public service vehicles dropped off passengers at the terminal away from the normal drop-off points.
So ukifanya testing utagundua iko sehemu kidogo lazima urekebishe. Na hiyo ndio madhumuni ya leo.
This new change, however, did not go down well with some passengers. Most were forced to trek an extra mile or two to their workplace.
Lakini naye hii imekuwa ngumu. Kushuka hapa hivi na waanza kutembea na mguu mpaka huko. Hapana.
Unaenda wapi wewe?
Naenda Kigomba chini.
Imenitatiza sana kwa sababu nimezoea na shukianga afya center alafu naenda tu shughuli zangu. Sasa sijaona nikiwa sawa. Ndio hata nitachelewa nilikuwa naenda.
So asubuhi nimeshangaa sana kukuja na pikipiki hapa, nikakutana na mama amesimama hapa kwa mlango mzee. Huyu mama akaniambia hata ajui ameshukishiwa wapi.
This notwithstanding, however, some hailed the move.
I don't feel bad. Yeah, I feel okay because where I work is just here. So it's even nearer to where I work.
Okay, kama wanaona hiyo ndio njia, maybe kwa kupunguza jamu ama whatever, tutazoea tu.
After 9 a.m., PSVs were allowed to resume their normal operations. Nairobi Metropolitan Service Director, Roads, Transport and Public Works Engineer Michael Ochieng says the test run is a crucial step towards commissioning of the facility.
Tumeona pia changamoto ya walemavu wale hawakujiweza kufika jiji la Nairobi. Tumeona pia watu wamebeba mizigo ambao hawakujiweza kufika jijini la Nairobi, lakini kuendelea mbele tutakuwa na shuttle bus. Na hata leo tuko na shuttle bus ile ya Kenya Railway iko pale ya kubeba wale wasiojiweza.
The test run is scheduled for 2 weeks on different dates before officially opening up for full operations.
It is without doubt that most of Nairobi's commuters have this morning been caught unawares by this new change in the transport sector. But the commissioning of the Green Park Terminal sets the pace towards decongesting Nairobi, with 7 more such state-of-the-art bus terminals also underway. Kamche Menza for Channel 1 News, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kamche. That story by Kamche Menza leads us to our first break. Channel 1 Lunchtime News takes a short break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye Quickly ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitazama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353. Alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka kwenye Quickly ni la bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1. Do you want something to happen to the lawyer or to Aunt Eloisa? Is that what you want?
I suppose you're with my daughter, so don't ask who it is.
Yes, go ahead.
How much do you want to stay away from my daughter?
Actually, that is not what it's about.
But I should. Before Emma was supposed to be convicted, she died.
Emma? Dead?
Yes.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Let us stop! This is against the rules of the board. This is against the ethics.
Ashok is right. You have already surrendered. You? Do you even remember what you used to be? Because the person standing in front of me today is not known to me. You shouldn't expose yourself to smoke and flames in this condition. NAG will rescue your show. Do not worry. Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
And of all the places that I've ever been, you know a liar can't live without a lioness. A fire can't start without a lion. There is no prescription for me. She's the one, the only remedy.
Thank you for staying with us. This is Channel 1 Lunch Team News. Time for business news. An innovation featuring a unique digital platform that links students and teachers across Africa has been voted winner in the just concluded Season 2 of Game of Learners competition, sponsored by Microsoft's Africa Development Center, Kenya. The solution, dubbed Bloomlearn, which is a creation by a team of 5 students from Kenya and Nigeria, allows teachers to upload classes, create one-on-one sessions with students, and communicate with students via a chat forum.
The Bloomlearn platform is designed to offer a digital solution to overcome the bottlenecks facing education in the region. The innovation is informed by a desire to address education challenges such as lack of qualified teachers, facilities, and infrastructure, especially in public schools due to inadequate funding. The Bloomlearn platform aims at digitizing education to ensure everyone has access to learning opportunities.
Post winning this, we hope to continue the project. We hope to finalize on the parts that are remaining and now enhance the project to be bigger.
University of Nairobi Don Dr. Bitange Ndemu says institutions of higher learning have been moving away from the traditional class, lecture and end of semester examinations to embracing other tutoring mechanisms for students.
We are closely looking at what are the best testing methods. Did they understand the content? What you have in this program is that you instantly know whether the students have understood the concepts and they are able to apply those concepts. That is what is more important here.
Microsoft has challenged the 5-member winning team comprising Kenyan and Nigerian students to continue improving on their different innovations until they can be commercially scalable.
They would get funding and pursue this as something that they can do in the market, because we also teach them about marketability and all those things of their product.
We already have friends wanting to chime in to help us build the project, so we hope to now incorporate all the stakeholders, build the project, reach out to the partners we identified.
Now in its second year, the Game of Learners competition is a 5-week virtual hackathon where at the end of the 5th week, participating teams submit their final projects for judging.
A young inventor based in Nairobi has used his ingenuity and little resources to make a solar-powered luminous hoodie to counter power blackouts or lack of an electricity connection. Reggae Kaflon, a photographer by profession, decided to utilize his idle time on a passion project and came up with the simple but rewarding idea of making a hoodie powered by solar energy.
Imagine using your hoodie to charge your smartphone. This is the reality here in Kenya, thanks to an innovation by Roj Kaflon, a photographer by profession, who decided to utilize his free time to develop a hoodie powered by solar energy that only keeps you warm, but also powers your smartphone. He says the hoodie, which stores the solar energy, can be used to power other electronic devices.
It's rare commodity. It's not something that is everywhere or is locally sold. So it's something new, number one, and people want it. Because this hoodie, apart from just light, it has also, it can charge phones, you see, and it also, you can regulate heat. For example, when there is cold, you can regulate, you can increase, or when it is too much hot, you can reduce.
In addition, the hoodie can be used for lighting up a room, and it will last for up to 5 hours. At the moment, the demand for the special wear has attracted demand from even top musicians and artists across Africa. Kaflon's main desire is for the hoodie to spread all over the continent.
There is a Navy Kenzo from Tanzania, and in West Africa there is a Davido. Those are the guys that have shown interest in this thing, and I've dressed them, and they have shown me that actually I can make some money using these.
Kaflon says his innovation was meant to fill a societal gap. Terry Njenga, Channel 1 Business.
Thank you for staying with us. Time for Channel 1 Sports News. Kelechi Iheanacho scored a sensational goal and set up another as Leicester City came from behind to boost their hopes for a top 4 finish in the English Premier League with a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace. Elsewhere, Lazio revived their hopes of Champions League qualification and subjected AC Milan to a second consecutive Italian Serie A defeat as Joaquin Correa scored twice in a 3-0 win in Rome.
That's Benacer losing his balance, and now Lazio are in. What a start to this match, and Correa! And of course, as Milan commit bodies forward, they are more exposed at the back. And here goes Lattery for Lazio to make it 2. Lattery. Immobile! A deserved goal for Lazio's main man. It's a stunning.
With the official doomed European Super League still playing on their minds, Real Madrid and Chelsea get up for the
We apologize for that mix-up. Moving on, Real Madrid, the UEFA Champions League resumes tonight with the first leg semi-final match pitting Real Madrid and Chelsea. The match will be played at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium in Madrid for a place in the final schedule for next month in Istanbul.
With the facial fallout of the doomed European Super League still playing on their minds, Real Madrid and Chelsea gear up for the first leg of the Champions League semi-final showdown at the Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium tonight. Madrid booked their spot in the Final Four courtesy of a 3-1 aggregate victory over Liverpool in the quarterfinals, while Chelsea survived the late scare against Porto in a 2-1 win over the two legs. The hosts go into this game on the back of a disappointing goalless stalemate with Real Betis in the Spanish La Liga, whereas Chelsea secured a 1-0 win at West Ham. The big news for the Real Madrid camp is the return of former Chelsea winger Eden Hazard and Toni Kroos, but left-back Fernand Mendy and Federico Valverde are sidelined, while captain Sergio Ramos is in contention. Chelsea's former Real midfielder Mateo Kovacic is the only absentee.
We deserve to be in the semi-final, like Real Madrid deserve to be in the semi-final, and we don't deserve because of political decisions or because of influence. We deserve because we came a long way, and all teams have come a long way, and they fought their way through on sportive results, and they fought their way through in the toughest competition in Europe. So of course we deserve to play a semi-final.
The Los Blancos have won the first leg of 9 of the last 10 Champions League knockout ties, only losing once, while Chelsea have only lost the first leg in one of their 7 previous Champions League semi-finals.
Let's touch on local news. A section of leaders from Trans Nzoia County are now calling on the Joint Parliamentary Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, JLAC, to set the record straight on the legality of copies of the Building Bridges Initiative's Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020 sent to county assemblies. Led by Kiminini Member of Parliament Chris Wamalwa, the leaders said the two houses have no power to amend the bill as proposed by some legislators.
Just a day after the joint parliamentary team submitted their reports to the Speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate, a section of legislators from Trans Nzoia County now want the Joint Parliamentary Justice and Legal Affairs Committee to come clear on the legality of copies of the Building Bridges Initiative's Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020 sent to county assemblies. The leaders, led by Kiminini Member of Parliament Dr. Chris Wamalwa, said both the National Assembly and the Senate have no power to amend the bill as proposed by some legislators. He said the only mandate they have is to have a vote to decide whether to pass or reject the bill.
So we want to be told the truth. Who is cheating who? Because when you come up and say that there are two different versions of the bill at the Parliament level, who made this? Because IBC chairman has confirmed they never amended any bill. There was no variation of any bill. It was only one bill that was given to the county assemblies, and after that, it was forwarded to the respective speakers, the joint speaker.
Elsewhere, Kakamega Senator Cleophas Malala has faulted Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya for allegedly awarding contracts to his cronies. The senator asked the governor to ensure that the contracts awarded should benefit youth, women and people living with disabilities.
Hizo contracts ambazo wamepatia wale contractor 12 tungependa zifanyiwe uchunguzi na DCI. Kwa nini wewe Toto ufanye contract ya kufagia town, ufanye contract ya kutengeneza lami barabara, ufanye hata ile ya vijana wadogo ya bush clearing, tena Oparanya bado nakupatia kwa sababu wewe ni rafiki yake.
Malala also took issue with the Kakamega County administration over what he claimed as a syndicate to defraud innocent landowners through fictitious land trades.
Nimesema kama senator sitaruhusu shamba yoyote ya mtu yote hapa Kakamega Town na Mumias Town. Ukora hii inafanywa Kakamega Town na Mumias Town. Wanaangalia zile mashamba ambazo watu ni wanyonge, hawezi raise pesa, wanawekea pesa mingi kwa system ndio wafukuze hao watu town.
Locals from Nachola village in Samburu North have a reason to smile after the construction of the first ever secondary school began in earnest. Students from the village had to endure long journey to Bargoi, 15 kilometers away, to access the nearest secondary school. The new facility is expected to be completed in 3 weeks' time.
Tangu enzi ya Lesirima, tangu enzi Kenya ipate huru, hatujai kuwa na kitu inaitwa secondary katika area ya Nashola. Na kwa sasa leo tunafurahia sana kwa sababu tumepata Nashola, tumepata secondary. Hiyo tu.
Kama wazazi wetu wengine hawana uwezo wa kutupeleka shule ya mbali, sasa tunahangaika kwenda shule. Huwa saa nyingine huwa tunahangaika kuogopa njia, insecurity hatukuwa nayo, lakini sasa tunafurahia tumepata shule hapa hivi karibu.
Fanya breaking, tumemaliza, tumepeana milioni 3,100,000 iko kwa akaunti ya shule ya komiti, na shule itaanza kujengwa. Nafikiri kwa wiki 3 ama 4 hiyo shule itakuwa up and running.
Close of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. We do appreciate your company. For more details on just add items and many more, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. My name is Irene Muchuma. Odim. On sign language interpretation, we have been having Lensa Odingo. Good afternoon.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Let us stop! This is against the rules of the war. This is against the ethics. Ashok is right. We have already surrendered. Do you even remember what you used to be? Because the person standing in